Looking for cheap and reliable Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins? Check out u4gm.com, Madden NFL 21 coins, and use code SPORTS for 5% off your order. Everybody, it's Duke back here from sportsgamers.com, and I got another amazing Madden 21 tip video for you guys today. I'm about to break down the biggest glitch passing play in Madden 21. This setup will beat any defense out there and greatly improve your passing game, whether they're playing on defense the meta man-to-man, we can torch that. They're playing zone, whether it's cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, even a blitz, whatever, we can torch that too, and I'm about to teach you guys how now. Now, this is a sample play from our Madden 21 Offensive Domination guide. If you guys want to check it out, I'm going to link it in the description for you guys on sportsgamers.com. We break down the Las Vegas Raiders playbook. Once again, I believe that the Raiders playbook is the best in the game. This scheme is bar none the best offense in the game. We're going to break down dominant passing setups that will torch any coverage. We got a lot of man-to-man beaters. We also have zone beaters, one-play touchdowns. We break down a pretty explosive passing attack and also mesh it with an under-center run game. So it's definitely something you guys are going to want to check out if you want to get better on offense on this year's game. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We've got a lot of amazing feedback on this, so I'm excited to break down a little sample play for you guys, to give you guys a great passing concept. So we cover a lot of formations in this guide. We got four main up right now. Bread and butter formations. Gun tray Y flex is one of them. I really like to play dagger. This is really great at attacking the meta, man-to-man stuff, as well as zone with the same setup, which makes it really easy. So this cover one robber press is a very common defense right now that people are using. They like to put the purples out there. Now, the reason why I like this a lot is I have essentially three very easy reads, if not four, against man coverage. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hitch the slot receiver, which is triangle Hardman, streak my tight end X Kelsey, put my running back on an option route. Now, for whatever reason, I don't know if my game is glitched or not, but sometimes when I try to put out options and flat routes, they don't work. But that's only in practice mode. But anyways, as you guys can see here, we got our setup ready, and let's take a look at how this works. So the first thing you guys are going to want to notice is that the crossing route to Tyreek Hill is going to torch man-to-man. Now, the thing about this is the purple's going to have to guard either the running back or Tyreek Hill on the crossing route because both of them get open. So the purple zone over here has a choice to make. It's going to guard the option route, which turns into an out against man, or Tyreek Hill on the crossing route. Now, if they change their zone depths so that curl flats go deeper, he'll probably stay back for the crossing route, and then we'll throw the running back. The great thing about this, though, is you can still low ball hitches this year against man, and then also you have the dig coming over the middle. So that's essentially 3 to 4 reads, and obviously we just basically go away from wherever the user is. So that's the key. Just want to go away from the user. So here's the same setup again. Break it down one more time. So streak the tight end, put the running back on an option route, hitch the slot receiver over here on the left, and we're just gonna make our reads. So again, if they're going to let that crossing route get open, that's an every time thing. So let's look at the same setup one more time before we move on. Again, we're going to make sure we streak the tight end, put the running back on an option, and the slot receiver on the hitch. I definitely like to have my trips receiver side of the formation on the wide side of the field. So here, guys, you see we're lined up closer to the left. They're closer to the right hash. So that means the wide side's the left. So we line up our trips receivers over there. So again, guys, you can see, the running back and the crossing route are both going to get open. So it's essentially just whoever they decide to guard with the purple zone, we go the other way. Now, that hitch and that dig route might look like there's decent coverage over there, but honestly, it's really not. You can lowball either of them against man. But again, look how the running back and the crossing route both get good separation. So again, the purple can only guard one, and it really just depends upon their zone adjustment for the depth of the curl flat. But over here, again, we can lowball either the hitch or the dig, and it's open. So essentially, because we have 3 to 4 reads against man, it's all about just identifying the user and going elsewhere. So here, we're going to go to the dig or the hitch this time. We're going to go to the other side of the field just to show you that you really can hit those routes really easily. It's just a simple low ball. That's it. The purple zone's not going to guard it. You just low ball it, and it's easy. You want a possession catch it. Now, as far as what I do with my receivers, I like to have my best receiver run the crosser, and then really the fastest, honestly. And the second best receiver is the little dig route. A lot of times I actually even put a running back in the slot just for audibling purposes, but the hitch, anyone can run that. So that's it against man. I want to move on now to zone. So we're going to start with cover 2, and then we'll make our way to cover 3 as well as cover 4. So let's start with cover 2. Very easy to beat, quite honestly, as you guys can see here. Same setup. I'm going to streak the tight end, option out my running back, and hitch the slot. So again, guys, honestly, you can set your protection up to roll out if you want. You don't have to do that. But basically, this crossing route again is going to be open. This crossing route is what makes the play because they have to do one of two things. Just like last year, it's very hard to stop. You either have to manually guard it or you have to turn your zone drop adjustments. And in either case, we have plenty of other reads. So if you turn your zone drop adjustments to make the clouds or whatever drop back super far, then we're just going to throw underneath either to our little option or hitch. Now, if you basically play your zones deeper and then you take your user to guard one of the underneath routes, I'm just going to throw it to the other one or the dig coming back over the middle. So say, for example, they did do just that. Maybe they turn their cloud flats to 25 or whatever. Something to try to take that away, and then they try to guard the underneath themselves. That's when we can hit the opposite underneath because, again, we have two underneath reads here in the option and the dig. I'm sorry, the option and the hitch. Or we can go to the dig late. So here, let's put it on 25 for the flats and play the same defense again. We'll actually, we're going to do the same defense again. We're even going to spy this guy right here. All right. So this is another cover 2. Same setup on offense. Just like this. All right. So check it out. Now we're not going to be able to throw to our crosser because the zones drop so far back. So we just hit the running back. Got a goofy animation there, but that's no big deal. But again, it's what makes this play so good is no matter what, we have a read here. Again, check it out. Easy low ball in the hitch. Man, these options in the hitch routes, they're guaranteed 5, 6, 7 yards, maybe more if you can keep going. The setup again, and you guys are gonna see if you try to take away that underneath of your user and use the zone drops to take away the deep. I mean, you're still gonna be in trouble because we have two underneaths. You can't take away both, and then the dig comes over the middle. So this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about, guys. The cloud flat was set to play at 25 yards. So, I mean, he's going to drop back far enough to D that up. Now they've had enough of our underneath reads, so they're usually going to take one of them away. So now what do we have to do? Well, either we can go to the other underneath read, which honestly was covered decently well. So I just waited for the dig and a low ball, easy possession catch. That's just to make sure, even though no one was there that time, to make sure you don't get, like, the ball knocked out. So that's cover 2. Same thing really applies for cover 3. They're going to have to adjust their zone depth drops in order to stop the crossing route, or they're going to have to user it. Now, if they just try to user it themselves, that makes it easy. We can just hit underneath all day long. But if they try to change their zone drops, and then they go ahead and try to manually take away the underneath again, then we're going to have to just hit the opposite underneath. Okay, guys, now let's look at cover 3. So, honestly, cover 3, the way you attack it is basically the same as you do cover 2. And when you're playing zone in general defense, going up against it, your reads are pretty much always the same no matter what the zone, because it's just that simple. Now, if you see someone blatantly open like that, cool, go ahead, hit it if you want. But essentially what I'm doing when I see zone coverage is I'm just basically watching two things. A, I'm watching the user, see if he goes and guards the crosser, if he stays low underneath to guard my underneath stuff. Then I'm watching the zone drop depth, And if they take the crosser away either with their user or their zone drop depth, I know that I have the underneath reads or the dig. Because again, I have two underneath reads and the dig. So one or more of those is going to be open. Now, if they stay underneath or maybe look to kind of like bait me between underneath and the dig, I'll hit the crosser every time unless they change their zone drop. And if they have, then I'll just hit whichever underneath read or the dig that they have not guarded themselves. Honestly, guys, the crosser is the super tough read on this play at the end of the day. You have to account for it on defense. And if you see that the defense does not account for it, you can roll out, hit it on the run, stay in the pocket, whatever, but make them account for this read. It is a super, super, super hard read to stop. But at the end of the day, don't force it either. Just take what's there. If it's the underneath stuff, take it. If they're just backing off and letting you throw the dig or the crosser, take that. But just be smart with your reads on this play because there's nothing the defense can do. There's just too much to guard. So the last one we're going to look at is cover 4. You've already seen man. You've seen cover 2. Just saw cover 3. Now let's look at cover 4. Like I told you guys, honestly, the reads are always the same. It doesn't matter the zone. just look to see if they manly guard the crosser or take it away with their zone drop. If they take it away, look underneath. At the end of the day, you will always want to make sure that the crosser is being occupied, because if they're defending this play, the crosser is a must. But you guys can see these little hitches and option routes out of the backfield to the running back and then to the slot receiver. I mean, they're very deadly. So, you definitely want them to account for that. And also, don't forget about that backside dig. Now, if the crosser's open like that, obviously we're going to hit it every time. But, guys, I promise you, enough times of you hitting the crosser and you hitting the little option and hitch underneath, they're not going to keep letting you do that. At a certain point, they're going to start manning these guys up and then manually looking for the crosser themselves, and then that's when the dig is just super easy to hit. Or just basically over-adjusting to stop all the other reads. But this play has everything. It's super easy to set up. It's super effective. It spaces the field really well so they can't really bait you between your reads. And also beats every coverage with the same setup. That's pretty rare in this game. A lot of people have different setups or different coverages, so it's nice to have a true money play that attacks every coverage. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. In the meantime, check out sportsgamers.com for the best Madden 21 tips. Until next time, it's Duke, and I'm out of here.